Now we are going to look at what is a peel structure. Peel structure is one of the strategies you can use how to organize your writing bit into a more analytical fashion. There are plenty of other strategies you can use as well. I'm giving you an example of one, which is peel. So it helps you to organize, structure your work. It adds form, style, and consistency to your written work. So what is peel? Peel is point, evidence, explanation, and link. Peel is applied not only to your writing essays. So you'll do that everywhere, whether you're writing your paper ones, you're writing your paper twos or IOs, anywhere. Whenever you start constructing your answers, you are going to ensure that you use a strategy like this, in this case peel structure, to have a more analytical response. Let's look at an example here. YouTube is to blame for teenagers replicating dangerous stunts. According to the article, many teens and young adults do not think of the consequences of the stunt videos and just see a chance to entertain themselves and others. YouTube has taken a one-man upship of playing in the neighborhood to the global level. The peer pressure has greatly increased because now we can see what others are doing around the world. Therefore, this peer pressure caused by YouTube allowing the placement of stunt videos can lead to serious injuries and even death in student population not proficient in stunts. For these reasons, it can be concluded that YouTube could contribute to teenage well-being by incorporating tougher standards and policies for videos being uploaded. So here is an example of a peel paragraph. Let's try and deconstruct this and see which are the specific elements. Observe. Now the point that you're making is YouTube is to blame for teenagers replicating dangerous stunts. That's the point we are elaborating on. That's the point which is the focus here of this entire discussion. And then you make a reference. Many teens and young adults do not think of the consequences of the stunt videos and just see a chance to entertain themselves and others. And then you give a reference here. YouTube has taken a one-man upship of playing in the neighborhood to a global level. This peer pressure has greatly increased because now we can see what others are doing around the world. There's a direct quote. We need quotes to support our argument or our stance, but remember that quoting entirely is not analysis. That's merely retelling. Therefore, this peer pressure caused by YouTube allowing the placement of stunt videos can lead to serious injuries, even death in student population not proficient in stunts. This is explanation. You've made a point, you've given reference, you've added a quote for supporting it, and now you have to explain why are you talking about this point. And then you have to conclude by linking it. So what do we link to? We'll usually link to our guiding questions. For these reasons, it can be concluded that YouTube could contribute to teenage well-being by incorporating tougher standards and policies for videos being uploaded. Take a moment to observe this. This is how a peel structured paragraph looks, and this is how, when you write like this, your answer is going to be analytical in nature. So what is peel language? We are saying that use peel in your writing. So what are those phrases and words that you need to look out for when you're incorporating peel language? When you're making a point, these are the starters you can use. It has been suggested that. It is believed that. Some people argue that. Many people believe that. One argument is that. One school of thought is that. Then evidence. The evidence clearly shows. This is supported by. This is demonstrated by. The source tells us that. After giving your evidence, you want to explain it. The language for that is, the source clearly indicates. This shows us that. It is clear from this that. The evidence explains that. This supports the argument by. It appears that. This demonstrates that. And finally, we are going to link it to a guiding question. With this in mind, it is evident that. Therefore, it is evident that. All of this evidence demonstrates. So when you incorporate this in your language, what I would like to call the language of analysis, you're going to have an analytical bent of mind. Let's look at another example. Volcanic activity occurs around the Pacific Ring of Fire because many destructive plate boundaries are located here. That's the point that we are making. One example is destructive boundary between the continental South American plate and the oceanic Pacific plate, which is formed in the Andes mountain. The denser oceanic plate is subducted underneath the continental plate and melts as it falls into the hot mantle. Magma then rises up through the continental plate and is erupted through volcanoes at the surface. So you've got your explanation, and now we're going to link it back. The destructive boundaries all around the Pacific Ring of Fire are the reason for high volcanic activity. In your mind, when you're reading this, try to clearly look for the peel structure.